By November 22nd, 1846, the Donner Party had reached a desperate turning point. Snowstorms in the Sierra Nevada had grown so heavy and unrelenting that the emigrant wagon train could no longer advance toward the summit. On this day, the company made the fateful decision to split, one group establishing camp at what became known as Donner Lake, and the other, led by George and Jacob Donner, falling behind and setting up a second camp at Alder Creek. This division, forced by weather and exhaustion, would shape the tragedy to come. The party had left Illinois in the spring, hopeful pioneers following the promise of California's fertile lands. But weeks of delays, a disastrous route choice over Hastings Cutoff, and dwindling supplies had brought them to the threshold of winter. When a massive storm hit on October 31st, the mountain pass closed behind a wall of snow. The emigrants found themselves trapped, just a few miles short of the summit. On November 22nd, the families realized they could advance no farther. It was here the Donners, slowed by broken wagons and an injured party member, chose to remain at Alder Creek while the larger group pressed on a short distance to the lake. Both camps hastily erected makeshift shelters from wagons, brush, hides, and tree branches. Food was scarce, livestock had mostly perished, and snowdrifts towered around them. The separation meant fewer hands to share labor, fewer supplies to pool, and reduced chances of survival should the winter worsen, which it soon did. Over the ensuing weeks, storms buried both camps under relentless snowfall. Hunger and frostbite ravaged the emigrants. Several attempts to send out rescue parties failed until a small group later, known as the Forlorn Hope, made a desperate trek across the mountains seeking help. The tragedy that followed, starvation, suffering, and death, would become one of the most infamous episodes of westward expansion. Yet even in this darkness, there were acts of courage, sacrifice, and perseverance. The decision made on November 22nd, 1846, at Alder Creek marked the moment when hope grew thin but the will to survive remained strong. The choices forged in that frozen Sierra wilderness became part of the harsh, complex legacy of the American West.